Thank you, folks. Folks, we're really proud to have here the producer of the film, Robert Friedman. Robert, thank you so much for joining us. And I'm welcoming back Melody and Andrew, the dynamic duo of the Borscht Belt. Andrew, of course, featured in the film. And I'd say the happy ending of the film. Melody, I hand it over to you to moderate this Q&A. There'll be a few questions, and then we'll open it to questions from the audience. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. First of all, how many of you guys still have your keychain souvenirs? That's everybody. Okay. So first of all, I'm so thrilled to see such a passionate audience here. And I want to thank Bobby Friedman for this film. He's the producer. And I mean, without him, this film would not exist. So thank you. And let's start with you and explain why and how did you get involved with all of this?
Well, a long time ago, when Dirty Dancing first came out, I was actually working, we were starting MTV, and I actually worked on Dirty Dancing and did the promotion for it. So there is going to be a new installment of Dirty Dancing that is being produced by Jennifer Grey. And when I heard about it, the head of Lionsgate that's putting it out is a friend of mine, because we had worked together when I was running New Line. And he said, oh, we're going to be coming out with this. So I ran and got the rights from the family and spent about 1.5 years with them. And I do want to say, Elaine, though she just recently passed away, actually saw the movie. So, yeah. So, but that's sort of how it happened. It was a business decision. We like to tell stories at my company that people think they know, but they don't really know. We just did Little Richard, I Am Everything, which I'm proud to say won an Emmy, Panama Papers, but we really like to tell these stories, and this is certainly a story that people thought that they knew, but they really didn't know.
Right. Thank you so much for that. And Andrew, what is it like? This is your first time seeing the film, and you're in it. What's it like for you?
Pretty overwhelming. No, it was, it's amazing. Well done. Really. Kudos to you.
And he was crying at the end, just so you know.
I cry easily in movies, but yeah, beautifully done. Just, yeah, what can I say?
But what's it like to see yourself up there and be part of this story?
A little cringy, but yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, everybody has their favorite Borscht Belt memory. What's yours?
Well, I have to be honest about this, because I feel I should be. We're all kind of family. The Borscht Belt probably went down for a period, even though it's having an amazing resurgence, in part, Andrew, because of what you guys have been doing, but also the real estate. It went down really, I like to say, because of 3 A's. Airlines, air conditioning, and assimilation. And in my case, to be perfectly honest, I was never there. My mom had gone to Vassar in the 1930s, and it was a generation removed, if you will, to go there. But I've been there a lot since, and I went to college in Poughkeepsie, and I can tell you I was on the board of Vassar College, and every single person on the board of Vassar has bought a house in the Ellenville area or in that sort of area. So it's really having a big rebound right now.
What's your favorite Borscht Belt memory?
God, well, I went to the Concord, the Nevele as a kid. By then it was past its peak, so my memory is a little bit of sort of mildewy smell. Yeah.
I thought it was very interesting that This Is Your Life segment. I never knew about that, and there's so much amazing archival in here. How the heck did you guys do that?
Well, we got a lot of the archival from the family. And we had a big archival group led by an archivist who does a lot of stuff for us, in any case. And it was tough. We made a decision not to do recre. There was no recreations in this. And we decided that we would bring in historians. And Paula, our director, who's wonderful, agreed that we should make this as real as possible. And the archive was amazing. As you saw, just little snippets of it out there. It was really hard to track down. But we went out largely to the public everyone has some memory of or relationship with, if you will, with Grossingers and the Borscht Belt. So, the stuff started pouring in. So we were thrilled that we could tell the story the way we did. We used animation, as you saw, instead of using recre and other things, because we thought that would be a more imaginative way to sort of tell the story.
Yeah, quite beautiful. And that just reminds me about the museum. There were some things at the beginning about how, Jewish people were not welcome in many places and all that. And the museum is housed in a building. Tell us about the bank.
Yeah, the museum is housed in the old Home National Bank in Ellenville, which was established in the 20s, and it was the first and only bank to lend money to Jewish hotel owners back in the 30s, 40s, 50s. So it sort of had a really pivotal role in kind of the expansion, the growth of the Catskills or the Borscht Belt.
And tell us about the museum and how, when you see this
Well,
film, you see the I think it's on.
Yeah.
It's just a little close.
Okay. What's really great about this is the piano that you saw in the film and the opening shot. We actually, Elaine's children gave that to us when she died, and it's actually was shipped. We don't have it yet; it's in storage because we're not ready for it because we're just redoing some of the main gallery. But we're going to have that installed in the next few months. So that was super exciting to see that piano.
So, Bobby, why do you think this film is resonating with people so much now?
Well, for good and for bad, I think it's as relevant today as it was then. I think about, obviously, the challenges that people like Jenny went through to manage a career and a family. And I think it was amazing the way Elaine sort of addressed that. I grew up with a wife who's a doctor and a daughter who's a doctor. And my daughter has 2 kids. She gets home at 7 o'clock, does 4 hours of charts. So to be able to manage that then, and you would think that we've gotten to a point where women could actually have a career and a family. So it's amazing to me. I also think, obviously, there are a lot of things that we see in this film, immigration and other challenges that are as important today as they were then. And I'm sorry to say that I think we all need a safe place today with everything that's going on, particularly in a place like New York.
Yeah, we should bring it back. Bring it back? Yeah, they all want to come back. All right, we're going to open this up to questions or comments for you guys. I know a lot of you have. Well, just for Bobby, because he wasn't here, how many of you have been to Grossingers?
Wow.
Somebody needs to take that picture. Raise your hand if you have a question or a comment for us. And there's one there.
Thank you. My name is Michelle Friedman. I was born in Liberty, and I have a different story because I am the daughter of Holocaust survivors who were chicken farmers about 5 miles from Grossinger's in Divine Corners. And the story I want to share about Grossinger's, besides the fact that I took piano lessons from the same piano teacher as Jenny, and she was nervous when she played on WVOS, the Liberty radio station, like I did, but she opened the back door, the back road, I should say, of the hotel for locals to come up for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur services in the Playhouse.
Oh, beautiful.
And so that's how I went to Grossinger's. I was never a guest. I was a chicken farmer's daughter who got to go to the beautiful services at the hotel.
Oh, wow.
So that's my Grossinger's memory.
Thank you for sharing that story.
I just have a question. Are we related by any means?
You never know. Other questions or comments? There's one up there. Sorry, on the top row.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, okay. Sorry, it's a very specific question. I happened to find out about your wonderful film from one of the participants. I was at a shul. She came up. We were kibitzing. She says, "I'm in this great film with my husband about meeting at Grossinger's." Gail, just wondering how you got the participation, the stories behind people coming to your project and becoming a part of that and being on film, if that's okay.
Well, it is probably one of the good things about social media.
Yeah.
We were able to really reach out and to find folks. There's a lot of footage that's on the cutting room floor, I have to say. But it was amazing to see the role that this played, not only personally in terms of people's lives, but it was interesting. You saw, for example, everyone we were interviewing, when you think about what was going on, the woman, one of the sisters, she was the first woman to go to Yale Law School. I mean, this was a place that really generated the kind of interest and excitement and interest in education and philanthropy. It was one of the first places where philanthropy, certainly at a resort, occurred. But I think sort of the history and the heritage of what we saw here has continued on with a people that really embraced it. And there's probably no other similar situation out there in terms of this. And every time we were interviewing people and the historians who were so up to speed on this, it sort of blew us away of that.
One of the things I really love about the film is that it's a lot about love. There's so much love in the film, right? Did anybody here fall in love up at Grossinger? Yeah. Would you like to share your story? And also, while the microphone comes to you, Andrew, tell us.
I was going to say our new exhibit that just opened a few weeks ago is all about romance and love in the Catskills, the honeymoon industry and matchmaking and all that. So come up and see us if you like that.
You want to share your story? The microphone is right there. Wait.
My parents met in the Catskills at a resort. It wasn't Grossinger's. It was the Netherly. And my dad was a busboy, and that's how he put himself through college. And my mother was a camp counselor. My dad was from West Virginia, one of very few Jews there. And he said, I'm going to go to the Catskills and meet a Jewish woman. And
I love it.
And my grandmother had gone when they were younger, and they did a kukula, which was the house with the main kitchen. And now I live in the Catskills during the summer.
Wonderful.
Wow.
Great. Come to the museum.
Where do you live?
In Roscoe.
Okay.
My grandma said that's where Italians go.
Oh. Right.
I really want to thank Isaac and his team here,
Oh,
as
wonderful.
well as the Borscht Belt Museum. We made a very big strategic decision. My best friend, who was the head of UJA, funded this film because he thought it was an important story to tell, which clearly we think it is an important story to tell. Having said that, we made a decision to put it out theatrically. You're one of the first audiences in New York to see this film. We're going to go wide theatrically in the fall. So in Southern Florida, we'll be playing 17 weeks, et cetera. But before...
Someone was asking me about Florida before.
We're doing this before we put this out on one of the streamers because we thought it was important for people to see this together and sort of enjoy it and share that experience. I hope we're right because I really want to earn enough money
Is he
back
right?
for my friend, but...
Yes, he's right. And don't forget, we are premiering this also at the Borscht Belt Film Festival, November 6th to 8th, so come on up for that. Yes, did you have one quick comment before we finish up? Yes?
We have a question up here.
Oh, okay, we'll go here and then there. Go ahead.
One of the things that was extraordinary, I was a reporter for the New York Times. I was a sports writer. And I went up for a boxing thing. And I was having breakfast, and it was an international fight. And so there was some British reporters there. And I was having breakfast. And I said, I think I'll try the French toast, and I'll also try an omelet, and I'll also try some. And they could not understand what I was doing with all that food. And I realized that this was a dining experience, that the Catskills were a different kind of dining experience. And
The
Europeans,
original all-inclusive, right?
and Europeans just didn't get it.
Yeah, that's right. So last question up there, somebody? Oh, all the way up there.
All the way up here in the corner. Yeah, I just want to say it was a fabulous, fabulous film. I grew up going to the Concord and Grossinger's and also went to the bungalow colonies also. And so I just wanted to give a plug to the beautiful musical Walk on the Moon. And we also have the writer of the movie and the musical here, Pamela Gray, also. So I just wanted to introduce and also say how fabulous this was and what a
It's
great experience.
Yes, thank you for that. It's just like a whole revival of the Catskills happening now. Right,
Well,
Isaac?
clearly these screenings keep selling out, so clearly there's demand, and people still want to see movies about the Catskills, whether they're going there or not. You're all here in the city, but really, as Bobby mentioned, the communal experience of seeing this movie together crying at this movie together is something that cannot be replaced. So please tell all your friends to check it out when it comes to theaters. We're adding one more screening on August 26th. Please check out, of course, the Borscht Belt Museum. Check out all the screenings that are coming here and to the Uptown Cinema. Thank you all for joining us and being a part.
Thank you for having us. Thank you so much.